Sic Shop, stunt parts owner. What's up, Bob?
Nice to meet you.
And today we're gonna go over a 2019 636 stunt bike setup. This is one of the only ones in the country right now, and Nate here's done the honor and privilege of kind of troubleshooting and figuring out a lot of the parts for him. And we're gonna go over a full parts list for you guys that want to go into a dealership and go get a brand new bike and turn it into a stunt bike. So, Nate, you want to take it?
This one pretty much try to do everything you could possibly do to it because I, again, have a stunt part store, so I try to put every available stunt part I could on it. You've got Badass Industry steel frame, a Stunner X steel swing arm. NDC Customs is still working on the aluminum subframe for it, so those are not quite available yet.
So these subframes are different than the 2018 and below?
Definitely different. The front half is the same, the rear half is completely different, and the seat is actually cable release. And I don't want to have to leave the video to go grab the key, but the key releases the seat like how you would the rear. So it releases the front seat, and then there's a cable inside to release the rear seat. So that's kind of cool for the new bikes. There's a flash available for it already. I'm not sure about dyno tune because I usually take mine to get dyno tune right after I build them. And I didn't see the option to import a tune yet, so it might require Power Commander.
So the ECU and the tune that, you know, Britton and everyone else does, that's different for 2019? This is all different stuff?
There's two things. The flash will eliminate sensors, so you can take off the traction control. The 2019 comes with the O2 sensor on the headers, so you can eliminate that. Any of the sensors of things that we're changing, you're able to delete those. And then the tune is completely different. Like, I have my 2018 is flashed and dyno tune, and then there's a capability with the flash that you can flash a map from a Power Commander into the OEM ECU without having to have a Power Commander. So that's not available for the 2019 yet, but
okay.
But the flash is.
So front end, is that relatively the same for the 2019 to the 2018?
Yes, the front suspension's the same. I changed the front fork springs, and they're 1.0 race tech springs, so they're a little bit heavier for doing stoppies and a heavier rider because I'm not a small Japanese kid, which the bike's designed for. And then I had it set up by a guy that sets up track bikes, so it's set for my weight. We've got the EBC V front rotors. I actually put ceramic bearings just to go to another level too.
Nice.
The headers are ceramic coated, so it kind of takes the heat away from the front of the motor and keeps it away from the radiator.
That's a lot better than header wrap, right? Ceramic coating.
It is. They both do similar, but the ceramic coated, the water won't affect it, and it works really fast. Like you can turn the bike off at full temperature and grab the headers, and it won't melt your skin.
Wow. Wow. So is the frame? I know a lot of people are going to ask this too. The badass frame for the 2019, is that the same as the 2018? Is all the engine mounts and all the fairing mounts?
09 to 19 is all the same.
Okay.
For those
so
parts.
they didn't change that at all either. Awesome. You're gonna have to excuse the noise, guys. We're at a stoppie competition, so sorry we're not in a nice quiet place. But so everything like that is going to be the same. So the cages as well are going to be the same for the 2019, correct or not?
That is correct. This is the KevTech cage, which I'm really impressed with because it has a crossbar on the top, which a lot of the cages don't have, and on the bottom.
Wow.
And then, so it kind of sandwiches itself.
Yeah.
On the 13 and up, the motor mounts don't have a nut like how on your bike with the 0304 has a nut on the backside. These are just threaded in the engine, so it's real common to strip them out. And you can't drill it out and put a nut, so it's real important to keep those threads good. A lot of times people put thread inserts to repair them, but this particular cage I think will help that not happen.
That is nice. It's got a crossbar up here, a crossbar down there, and then the actual mount itself is not an impact point. The engine mount itself, that's awesome.
And then for it to bend up or down or pull up threads, it's pretty impossible, I think, because it would have to break that square of the two crossbars.
Wow, that's a cool design. I didn't notice that at all.
I powder coated all the engine covers, obviously. Underneath, probably on the other side, you can see the custom Stunt District oil pan mod.
Okay. So the motor itself is the same as the 2018?
The engine block is the same, but the electronics are different. The stator is different, has different style plugs. For the stator, it's like single plug instead of 2 plugs. I believe the actual engine is the same, but the wiring harness is different, throttle bodies are different, the DC is different, obviously.
Okay.
It comes with a quick shifter, and then, you know, the
So the oil pan mod that you did is the same exact oil mod that...
If it's 09 to 19, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
It's really awesome for us because there's so many parts for such a big range of years now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see they kind of extend this part of the oil pan backwards, and then the pickup goes into this rear area.
That's awesome. Now, I know a lot of guys' complaints on the 2018 is that it has a lot of fairing pieces and stuff. Is the 2019 the same up front? It looks like there's still quite a bit of fairing pieces to get on and off.
I took it all off as one piece, so
you don't have to take all this stuff off.
Take all this stuff apart. I took
okay.
off these 4 bolts, and I separated this lower section, which just unhooks out. Took it all off as one, and it was real easy.
Wow.
To actually break it apart into all the little pieces, it might be more complicated, but it's pretty well designed this year. I think it's a lot easier.
That's awesome. Okay. Gearing for this thing, what do you got on it?
I have a 62 rear and 14 to so it's 2 down in the front. I previously did 1 down and 60 on most of the bikes, but I just went to 2 down on my 13 and I really liked it a lot, so I changed all 3 bikes to that.
Okay. So you guys hear that? 14, 60. Don't ask what the gearing is. Stop asking what gearing we run. There it is, 1460.
Same 09 to 19 on the sub cages. They'll run the same on all the brands.
So I guess the question is, what's really different stunt part wise on the 2019? You know, that's different from the 2018. What's the exception? What's the difference that we're going to have to run a different part or parts?
The seats are different.
Seats.
The flash, obviously.
Okay.
And then the subframe, once those are available.
Yep.
I think that's pretty much it.
So it's all in the back end, is what it's your subframe, it's your seats, and your ECU flash back here. It's all right here. Okay. Wow.
This tank was actually built for my 13 that I was building before, so.
So it runs the same exact tank?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like all the mounts for the plastic.
That's awesome.
The same. I did this on all my bikes. It's kind of different. Where I put the hump on the front seat, so like with no handers and stuff, you can sit against here instead of having a big tail saver.
That is nice.
Extending the seat forward. I think it looks ugly when this one's forward.
Yeah, he's got a built-in build-up right there, so you're really locked in. That's super nice. Wow. Well, that's cool, man. That's definitely a lot of info that I didn't know. I thought it was a completely different bike. I know it looks a lot different with the fairing changes. I think it looks a lot more like an 0304 with that front end. It just looks like a new, updated, more aggressive 0304.
When I first saw pictures of them, I thought they were really ugly, and I was like, oh, what did they do? Then I saw one in person at a dealership, and I was like, oh, it looks really nice in person.
In person, it does look a lot nicer. And then NDC, all this stuff is exactly the same. That's awesome. Wow. It's a nice clean setup, guys. Hey, if you guys want to start setting up your brand new bikes, already know, head to the Sic Shop. He carries every single one of these parts that we've covered today. Nate's a super good guy, gets them shipped out really, really fast, a lot faster than a lot of other stunt shops we've dealt with. So if you guys have interest in picking any of this stuff up and you want to set up your new bike, give good old Nate here a call.
I can answer questions.
Yep. All right, guys. I appreciate that, Nate.
Stay wrecked.
Yeah, stay wrecked. All right, guys. We're out of here. Have a good weekend. Peace.